Do I watch any full podcast episode? That's a great question. I do. Not many. I watch Joe Budden, I watch Joe Rogan, and I watch Say Cheese. Most Say Cheese interviews. That's really it. And I watch a lot of tech podcasts, but I ain't giving that up because I don't need nobody know where I be getting the game from. But I do watch a lot of tech podcasts, a lot of interesting stuff about podcasts and phones and cameras. I watch some stuff about movies, certain types of movies. I watch documentaries. But as far as like full podcasts where a person getting on there with the intent of keeping your attention, I'm very, very picky. And I don't really think a lot of people are really worth watching that long. You know what I mean? So, because it's all a gimmick with a lot of people. You know what I mean? So, I like Joe Budden. I like the chemistry between the cast. I've been a fan of Joe Budden since I first, heard his music, heard his story. He was always relatable. I love the mixture of having his friends. I think Mona was a great addition. She brought a lot to the pod. I love the chemistry. And then they just all old niggas my age, 70s niggas. You know what I mean? Ice, Ish, Joe, Parks around that age. Flip. They got a great chemistry, and people don't understand how hard it is to get a group. Mark Lamont Hill actually is one of my favorite personalities way before the internet, but people don't understand how hard it is to get a group of people to consistently show up and work and do something. That right there in itself is commendable. As somebody that started a lot of organizations and a lot of businesses, you can't even count on niggas to show up sometimes after payday. You know what I mean? So the fact that like Joe Budden and them can get together 4 or 5, 2, 3 times a week. They can do Patreons. He got a great team behind the scenes. That's really the gold standard. And it's just entertaining. Like, it's probably a lot of more popular podcasts, but I just think me being a black man born in the 70s, entrenched in hip hop, entrenched in black culture, I've been black my whole life. You know what I mean? I just think their talk is more similar to what my friends and I have in those conversations. And I like that. I like that setup. You know what I mean? Most people can't get that off. You know what I mean? Most niggas with multiple mics corny than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But I think the good thing about their pod is they got 4 or 5 podders that I think could each all individually carry their own podcast. And so they still unselfish enough to let Joe kind of quarterback it and everybody play their position. You know what I mean? And that's rare in business. That's rare in anything. And then that's where you get the chemistry from. Say Cheese, I think Sean Cotton is amazing. He's one of my favorite young hustlers. I'm a very, very big fan of Say Cheese. I think his chemistry with Charleston White is amazing. And then he's done some other great interviews also. And I just like how he stand up for himself. Like, I remember way back when he first came out, somebody said something about his logo. He was like, man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. I'm black. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a nigga. You know what I mean? So I started researching this shit, listening to his interviews, listening to his chemistry with the people that he talked to. And if you really know podcasting, you enjoy podcasting, and you look for the intricacies of it, he's really good at it. And what him and Charleston White do is amazing because they don't run from nothing. Most niggas who get somebody on a platform, they usually try to run from shit. He don't run from nothing. You know what I mean? And he let his guests get his shit off, but he fights back if he don't disagree with something. Most of these niggas just get on here and huck it up with a nigga, kiss a nigga ass, or they try to disagree with a nigga for some controversy. So I like Say Cheese. I watch a Say Cheese interview. Art of Dialogue, I watch a lot of their clips. And then other than that, man, I don't really. So yeah, I don't have time for a lot of shit, but yeah, that's what I like.